Princess Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has entered one of the most defining periods of her public life, shaped by personal challenge, public expectation, and a quiet but deliberate shift in purpose. Following months of speculation, Kensington Palace confirmed that she has embarked on what was described as an urgent new mission after a significant setback, signalling not withdrawal, but recalibration. The announcement marked a turning point, not only in how the princess approaches her royal responsibilities, but also in how her influence is expressed in a modern monarchy that continues to evolve under intense public scrutiny. For more than a decade, Kate has been regarded as one of the most stable and admired figures within the royal family. Her image was carefully cultivated, but never distant, balancing formality with warmth in a way that resonated with the public. From championing early childhood development to advocating for mental health awareness, her work consistently reflected a long-term vision rather than fleeting publicity. However, the events of recent years have reshaped that vision in ways that are both deeply personal and institutionally significant. The most profound challenge came with her cancer diagnosis, which she publicly disclosed in early 2024. The announcement was notable not only for its gravity, but for its tone. Kate spoke candidly about undergoing preventative chemotherapy and the emotional complexity of explaining the situation to her children. In doing so, she stepped beyond the traditional boundaries of royal privacy, offering a moment of shared humanity that resonated across borders. Her treatment necessitated an extended withdrawal from public duties, prompting concern, speculation, and an unprecedented level of public empathy. As she progressed through treatment and eventually confirmed that her cancer was in remission, Kate emphasized that recovery was not a single moment, but an ongoing process. She spoke openly about the physical and emotional adjustment that follows chemotherapy, acknowledging that returning to public life would require patience and careful pacing. Her appearances became selective, purposeful, and intentionally limited, reflecting a clear prioritization of health over expectation. This period of absence, while necessary, subtly altered the dynamics of her public role. Alongside her health journey, another setback emerged, one that was less personal but symbolically significant. Two British fashion brands, frequently associated with Kate's public appearances, announced their closures. For years, her wardrobe choices had been seen as a powerful form of soft influence, often referred to as the Kate effect, capable of elevating designers and boosting sales overnight. The closures highlighted the fragility of that influence in a rapidly changing economic and cultural landscape, particularly during a time when Kate herself was largely absent from public view. Rather than attempting to revive that aspect of her role, the princess appeared to reassess it entirely. Kensington Palace's confirmation of an urgent new mission suggested that Kate was intentionally moving away from being defined by fashion-driven coverage and toward a form of engagement rooted in substance and long-term value. This shift became evident during a visit to Scotland, where she worked directly with a historic textile manufacturer, collaborating with artisans rather than simply wearing their creations. The gesture was subtle but meaningful, redirecting attention from consumption to craftsmanship and from image to process. This approach reflects a broader philosophical change in how Kate seems to view her public platform. Rather than allowing her influence to be measured in headlines or trend reports, she's increasingly using it to highlight people, skills, and industries that exist beyond the spotlight. By engaging directly with local communities and heritage sectors, she positions herself not as a passive symbol, but as an active participant in preserving and promoting cultural value. It is a quieter form of leadership, but one that aligns closely with her personal experiences of vulnerability and resilience. The timing of this shift is significant. The British monarchy is undergoing a period of reassessment, balancing tradition with the demands of relevance in the modern era. Public expectations have changed, and there is growing emphasis on transparency, empathy, and measurable impact. Kate's evolving role fits naturally within this context. Her work no longer seeks to dazzle, but to connect, reflecting a maturity that comes from lived experience rather than ceremonial obligation. Her family has remained central to this transformation. Prince William's public comments about her health underscored a partnership grounded in mutual support and shared responsibility. He has spoken about the importance of protecting their children while navigating illness openly, a balance that many families recognize, but few public figures articulate. The way the couple handled this chapter has reinforced their image as relatable and emotionally grounded, qualities that strengthen public trust. Kate's return to public life has therefore been less about reclaiming visibility and more about redefining purpose. She has declined certain high-profile appearances while accepting others that align closely with her renewed focus. This selectivity sends a clear message that her presence is intentional rather than obligatory. Each engagement carries weight not because of spectacle, but because of alignment with her values and capacity. The idea of an urgent new mission may sound dramatic, but in practice it appears thoughtful rather than rushed. Urgency, in this context, reflects clarity rather than haste. It suggests that Kate recognizes both the limits of her energy and the importance of using her platform wisely. After confronting mortality and uncertainty, she appears less inclined to fulfill expectations that do not serve a meaningful purpose. Public reaction to this evolution has largely been supportive. Many see in Kate's journey a reflection of their own experiences with illness, recovery, and reassessment. Her openness has fostered a sense of connection that transcends royal status. Rather than diminishing her influence, this vulnerability has deepened it, transforming admiration into something closer to trust. The long-term implications of this shift remain to be seen, but it is likely that Kate's legacy will be shaped less by what she wore or how often she appeared, and more by the consistency and sincerity of her commitments. Her early childhood initiatives, in particular, continue to reflect a long-range vision focused on prevention, education, and social well-being. These projects benefit from her measured approach, allowing depth rather than dilution. In many ways, Kate's transformation mirrors a broader cultural shift toward authenticity and sustainability. The public appetite for surface-level glamour has waned, replaced by interest in purpose-driven leadership. By stepping into this space naturally rather than performatively, Kate reinforces her relevance without compromising her health or personal boundaries. Her story also challenges outdated assumptions about strength. Instead of projecting invulnerability, she has demonstrated that resilience includes rest, reflection, and recalibration. This message is particularly powerful, coming from someone whose life has long been defined by duty and expectation. By modeling balance rather than burnout, she sets a precedent not only within the royal family, but for public figures more broadly. As she continues to navigate this chapter, it is clear that the Princess of Wales is not returning to the role she once occupied, but creating a new one. It is shaped by experience, informed by empathy, and guided by intention. The urgent mission confirmed by Kensington Palace is not about doing more, but about doing what matters most. Kate's journey reminds the public that progress is not always linear and that setbacks can be catalysts rather than conclusions. Her response to adversity has been neither dramatic nor defiant, but quietly transformative. In redefining her public role, she has reaffirmed the enduring relevance of service rooted in humanity rather than performance. Looking ahead, it is likely that her influence will continue to be felt in understated but meaningful ways. Whether through advocacy, community engagement, or symbolic acts that highlight overlooked sectors, her presence carries weight precisely because it is measured. She no longer needs constant visibility to remain influential. Her actions speak through their intent and impact. Ultimately, the significance of Kate's urgent new mission lies not in its announcement, but in its authenticity. It reflects a woman who has faced vulnerability and emerged with clarity, choosing purpose over pressure and depth over display. In doing so, she not only reshapes her own role, but contributes to a broader reimagining of what modern public service can look like. Her story is still unfolding, but one thing is already evident. The Princess of Wales is no longer defined by expectations placed upon her, but by choices she makes with care and conviction. That evolution, born from challenge and guided by resilience, may prove to be the most enduring chapter